Hey, all right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makar Kodash. I want to sing give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching us this word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And so salutations to the elect. Lord willing, we're some of those men and women who also believe and fear in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And breaking news. I'm sure that other brothers outlets, they spoke about this. One of the elder brothers telling me that Apostle Har had even mentioned this interaction between the president of Ukraine and the president of the United States, as well as the vice president of the United States, and they basically was ganging up on this guy Zelensky in the office or whatever. And they're all, this could be a show. This could be to make it look like some type of conflict and to use to assert Trump's and his cabinet's power over these nations, right? Because now Trump wants to basically, in order to help the Ukraine, he wants something for it. And basically what he want are those resources that they have in the Ukraine. Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Europe. And Trump claims he wants to put an end to the war, but he can't do it. And you're going to hear him speak. He said he basically can't do it if Zelensky keeps using that hate rhetoric towards Putin. And he said it's bad for business. And then you're going to start see it gets a bit chippy. They're going to start going at it. And then Zelensky says something, and he basically was prophesying. He don't know that the spirit of prophecy fell on him. The Lord put the spirit on him to say what he said, right? As the scripture says, a man's going is of the Lord. How therefore can a man know his own way? And also the precept says let me see if I can get it real quick. The heart of the king is in the hands of the Most High, right? The heart of the king. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1, and it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. I mean, in fact, I'm gonna post it up so y'all brothers can see it too, right? Let me post it up so y'all can see it. So like it. Psalms 20. I mean Proverbs 21 and 1. Right. And the brother, I did it twice. So Proverbs 21 and 1, it says what? The king's heart is, it says what? It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord put the spirit on these kings to say and do the things that they're doing. And they don't realize it. And this is a beautiful opportunity to edify, because these are all Edomites sitting here and they're arguing amongst each other. Not only are they arguing amongst each other, but they're doing it in public. And it shows you it, and it's really trying to make Trump look like the hero. He's bringing an end to the Ukraine war. He's trying his best. He's kicking people out the office. Is making it look like America is powerful. That's what he wants. He wants to look like he's powerful, when all of these, in reality, all of these Edomites are nothing more than puppets. He's an actor. Zelensky is an actor and a former comedian, right? And then I don't know what J.D. Vance is, a nobody on a grand scheme of things. But these two dudes for sure, all of them act. In reality, all these people are actors, right? What they call them, crisis actors, right? So these individuals, they're set up, but they're playing with real life. They're playing with real people's lives. They're manipulating people's lives, destroying people's lives, enriching themselves and others, right? This is really happening in real life. So what you see here is two Edomites going against each other, right? And he straight kicked this man up out the White House, man. They threw his ass up out of there, proverbially, they threw him up out of there and got rid of him because because of the words that he said to Trump. And I want to play a little bit of it. So let me rewind.
During the war for your country,
military, and do you want a propaganda tour, Mr. F? I have been to. You have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? Did you say
that's the thing? He said you got manpower problems. You should be thanking the president, because they want to treat this man like he's a god, like he's the one he's the second coming. This big head Edomite sitting here, he's the guy that ushered in. He's trying to usher in peace. So he's basically saying you should be thanking him, right?
Problems we have.
I have been to
Have you
conflict.
ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful?
And he say that like America don't got problems bringing people into their military. America got a lot of problems with bringing people into their military, particularly qualified individuals, people who are not transformers, people who are not DEI or in that woke mindset. They got a big problem. And watch how this dude, watch what Zelensky say to them. And this is what's going to set everything off.
To come to the Oval Office of the United
answer.
States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God,
Yeah, you see that? He said you got. I'm rewind that because I might have to put it because I couldn't really understand what he said. He says your country a lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't.
Yeah, so he says during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have a nice ocean, right? Because the Ukraine is right next to Russia. So they don't have an Atlantic Ocean separating the two continents or countries, right? They don't have an Atlantic, they don't have a Pacific Ocean on the other side of it protecting it, right? And that's another reason why these countries haven't invaded America right away, particularly via the ocean, because they're gonna see it coming, right? They're gonna see it coming either way, so they be ready to protect themselves. But America is gonna be overcome, and he's gonna prophesy right here. He don't know that he did it. It ain't in his mind to know that he did it, but he did it.
The beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're.
You hear that? He said, but you will feel it in the future. And he is going to feel it in the future. And Trump took offense of it. Like, you know what? Don't tell us what we're going to feel. Right? He's like, look, but he is going to feel it in the future. America is going to feel the burden of having no troops to fight its war or having very little. So what they're going to do, they're going to open up them prisons. They're going to get you thug niggas and thug misses that's out in these streets doing Lord knows whatever. You playing games, shooting each other up. They're going to send your ass over to the Middle East. Right? They're going to put you in they're going to conscript you in the army via a draft. Right? They had something called I found out about this. What was it called? McNamore's Morons. Right? Let me get that. Let me see if I can find that real quick, and then I'll share the screen. McNamore's Morons. In the Vietnam War, McNamara's it's called Project 10,000, also known as McNamara's Folly. Yeah, let me get that. Let me share this with you, brothers. Let me share this, because this is what's going to have to happen. This is what's going on in the Ukraine right now, right? And then we'll share the screen again. Just bear with me, brothers. I know brothers want to watch the video. Hopefully, but let me rewind what he said, and then I'll go to McNamara's Morons. Let me rewind what he said.
Everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, and so basically he told America it sounded like a threat too. Here it is. We're gonna get into that in the second half of the lesson, but it's also like a threat. Who's gonna push America in the war? We already know the least of the flock shall draw them out. Them J's gonna draw them into this third world war. He's yelling at this guy about him playing with the Third World War, but you Americans are playing with it too. Trump over here projecting. So real quick, let me stop sharing this real quick, and let's get McNamara's morons or Project 10,000, right? Project 10,000. Check this out. All right, let's get it. Project 10,000. McNamara's. It says Project 100,000. Salakia. Project 100,000, also known as McNamara's 100,000, McNamara's Folly, McNamara's Morons, and McNamara's Misfits, was a controversial 1960s program by the United States Department of Defense to recruit soldiers who would previously have been below military, mental, or medical standards. And that's what's going to happen when this Third World War breaks out, right? They're gonna get people who really don't even belong, who should not be in the military, thrown into the military, like J.D. Vance was yelling at Zelensky, saying that's what he's doing. He's conscripting all kinds of people to fight his war, right? Well, America has done it before, and they're going to do it again to recruit soldiers who would previously have been below military, mental, or medical standards. Project 100,000 was initiated by Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, right? And it says in October 1966 to meet the escalating workforce requirements of the U.S. government's involvement in the Vietnam War. According to Hamilton Gregory, author of the book McNamara's Folly, the use of low IQ troops in the Vietnam War, inductees of the project died at 3 times the rate of other Americans serving in Vietnam. Following their service, had lower incomes and higher rates of divorce than their non-veteran counterparts. The project was ended in December 1971, right? And so it says what? It says, listen to this. Promoted as a response to President Lyndon B. Johnson's war on poverty by giving training. Salakia, brothers. Salakia, bro. Salakia, just bear with me. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Salaki about that. I got somebody coming to inspect my crib real quick. But anyway, it says by giving training and opportunity to the uneducated and poor, the recruited men were classified as new standard men, or pejoratively as moron corps. They had scored in a category 4 of the Armed Forces qualification test, which placed them in the 10th and 30th percentile range. The number of soldiers reportedly recruited through the program varies, more than 320,000 to 54,000, which included both voluntary enlistees and draftees, 54% and 46%. Entrance requirements were loosened, but all Project 100,000 men were sent through normal training programs with other recruits, and performance standards thus were the same for everyone. The U.S. Army received 71% of its recruits, followed by 10% by the Marines, 10% by the Navy, and 9% by the Air Force. Project 100,000 soldiers included those unable to speak English, those who had low mental aptitude, minor physical impairments, and those who were slightly over or underweight. They also included a special category made up of a control group of normal soldiers. Each category was identified in the soldier's official personal records by a large red letter stamped on the first page of the enlistment contract. Human Resource Office had prepared reports on them to be submitted monthly to the Department of the Army. You see? Aftermath. While the project was promoted as a response to President Lyndon B. Johnson's war on poverty, it has been an object of criticism, right, regarding the consequences of the program in the 1989 study. All right, so America has used its own disabled, right, mentally unfit people to send to war, but yet he's yelling at Zelensky, like they're not doing that, like he's doing something that's out of the norm, right? But when this war breaks out, and it will, it's gonna be Operation Moron all over again, right? It's gonna be McNamara's morons and misfits all over again. And they did that when I was in the army and we went to Iraq. What did they do? They loosened up the qualifications for getting in the military. They had something called waivers. So you had dudes that had criminal backgrounds, federal like felonies, going to war. You had dudes that was had things that should have kept them out of the military, but they were allowed to go into the military to boost the manpower, right? And like Zelensky said, you're gonna know about this in the future, right? Because where does it say? This is real quick, right? Because he said that you got a beautiful ocean in between you. Basically, that's what he said. Because they don't got that over there in the Ukraine. So this is the book of Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt. Right, it says for thou shalt, says let me read that again. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And why is Babylon the great, the great city of the Chaldeans, right? The daughter of the Chaldeans, Salakia, right? Why is the daughter of Babylon called tender and delicate? Because no other nation has really invaded this country since it's become a country, right? And what does keep it protected is the fact that it has two oceans on the side of it. And then their neighbors to the south and their neighbors to the north are weak, right? So they're not going to overcome America. No nation is going to get on those oceans and the high seas and take no slow ass trip over here, no damn ships to come take this country over. But that's going to happen in this third world war. All right. America is going to be overcome and overrun by militaries of different nations, right? The third world war not just going to be focused in the Middle East. The theater of war is going to be here, right? This is the book of Ezekiel 38. I'll go straight to the point. Verse 10, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that, thus says the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, it shall also come to pass that at that same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. And where is that at? That's America. It's going to come into Putin's mind to invade this place, right? Something's going to happen. We already know that the least of the flocks shall draw them out. That's what it says in Jeremiah. We know the least of the flock is Amalek. He's going to draw America into this third world war, which is going to be a nuclear war. But the fact that Zelensky told Trump and JD Vance to their face that they're going to have the same problem in the future, right? That ticked them off. That set them off to the point where this dude really started getting in his ass, man. All right. But America is going to be overrun, right? There's another precept that says, thy mighty men have forborne to fight. Right? Jeremiah 51 and 30. Jeremiah 51 and 30. Right? Because they're going to need all the manpower they can get. Right? This is I'll start at 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh Bashim Ashai shall be performed against Babylon. And the Most High Yahweh Bashim Ashai has a lot purpose against this place. And everything that the Lord has against this place is going to be performed to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitants. And that's going to happen through what? Via nuclear fire, nuclear warfare. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They become as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. In the NLT, it says, her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks. Their courage is gone. Their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders, these other nations, have burned the houses and have broken down the city gates, man. And that's what's going to happen to this place. And Zelensky prophesied, hey, give me a second, brothers. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Hey, Salaki, about that, brothers. I had an inspection real quick in my crib. So yeah, I had an inspection in my crib. So again, America is going to be is going to be invaded. Let me read that again. In the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51:30. Her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks, right? These soldiers ain't gonna want to fight, especially when they see how prepared these other armies is, the spirit that's on these other armies. They not gonna want to fight. These kids ain't gonna want to come out them barracks. And I remember being in the military, so when they said barracks, I was like, yeah, I could see them saying, fuck that. They trying to, they not gonna want to fight. Their courage is gone. They have become like women. Women, when all hell breaks loose, they get scared, right? They get scared, they get shaken. And when you're in the military, you're supposed to be a fighter. It says the invaders have burned the houses, right? Because they're going. And the wizards, one of you brothers can push the precept where it says, they shall not want their silver or gold, right? They ain't gonna want that. They're gonna want the blood, and have broken down her gates, man. Right. So this is what's going to happen to America, right? Because this didn't happen to ancient Babylon, right? When Darius the Mede, I think it was Darius, I'm sorry, when Cyrus the Great took over Babylon, ancient Babylon, it was a surgical strike. The Lord had that Nebuchadnezzar's grandson die, right? He showed them that thing on the wall with the hands that said many, many tekel tekel, meaning thou has been found wanting, right? And he smoked his ass right there. And then when Cyrus the Great came into ancient Babylon, he came into a vociferous applause. They was happy that he was dead. And then Babylon went on. And now Babylon today is in what? Modern day Iraq, which is destroyed. That land is destroyed. That kingdom is destroyed. There's no more. But spiritually, it's been reborn in America, right? In America. And so again, this guy Trump, he got offended. He got offended that listen, hey, brothers can still hear me? Brothers can hear me? Right? Yeah, I can hear myself. So Trump got offended when Zelensky said what he said. Right? Let me play that again. I gotta share the screen, so bear with me, brothers. Let me play that again. Right? Let me play that again. And that's probably something that Zelensky shouldn't have said. But hey, the Lord is on these people's spirits, man.
You have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will.
He said you have nice ocean and you don't feel now. You don't feel the power of invasion from a formidable foe from another country or multiple countries. You don't feel that now. So you are at ease. That's why, again, Ezekiel 38:10, it said, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, it shall come to pass that at that same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest. That's America, that dwell safely. Because Americans, you pretty much dwell safely here. You ain't got no walls around this country. You go to these different cities, these different small towns, ain't no walls protecting them from invasion. All of them, and that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and neither have bars nor gates, to take spoil and to take prey, and to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, which is America, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, because we got everybody from every nation here in America, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. You see? And that's what's going to come into Putin's mind and his allies, right? There's going to be invasion here, right? Did one of you brothers find that precept where it spoke about they shall want neither their gold or silver, something like that? I can't really paraphrase it correctly, but these let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Yeah. Isaiah 13 and 17. Can somebody post Isaiah 13 and 17 for me, Baba Gashah? And I'll post it on the video, so I don't have to stop the video. Isaiah 13 and Isaiah 13 and 17. Isaiah 13 and 17. Baba Gashah. One of you bros post that up on a comment board. Isaiah 13 and 17. I'll wait for the brother to post it up. Isaiah 13 and 17. Okay. If not, I'll just pull it. I'll just stop the video or I'll just read it. But yeah, let me play a little bit more of this video.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position to
this question.
dictate that.
That's exactly what
Remember
you're
this.
doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
They
very
talking about we're gonna feel very good,
You
strong.
will feel
very strong, and that's just empty rhetoric. They don't want to. They don't want to have their country and their people, Americans, in a fearful state, thinking that they're going to be invaded by a foreign force. So he says we're going to be very happy and we're going to be very strong, but that's going to be thrown out the window when they shall say peace and safety. Then sudden destruction is going to come on this place. All right. And the brother 12 tribes of Israel posted Isaiah 13 and 17 in the Amplified version. Listen carefully. I will put the Medes in motion against them who have no regard for silver and do not delight in gold, therefore cannot be bribed. So you ain't going to be able to bribe the Russians, man, with gold and silver. You ain't going to be able to stop them from invading this place along with their allies. And they're going to be having a big war in the Middle East. Can't forget about that. And they're going to stop fighting each other and turn around and try to fight the only begotten son of the Most High, Yahweh. His son name is Yahushua. Right? So you can't bribe them Medes. They coming. And it is going to happen. And then when it does, I guarantee you people are going to look back on this video and they're going to say, man, Zelensky was right. But guess what? The prophets have been prophesying about this since the days of old, starting with the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone.
influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right
From
about
the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you think
You're
about-
gambling with
what do you
World
think
War
about-
III.
Yeah, but you're gambling with World War III. And World War III is going to happen. Right? Somebody post up the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. Baba Kashah. The second woe is past, and the third woe coming quickly, man. Right? It ain't just Zelensky. And these are Edomites fighting with each other. I shall turn Egyptian against Egyptian, man.
And what you
We
do,
usually use that for the American against American, Democrat against Republican. But look, this is Ukrainian Edomite against the American Edomite. You know what I'm saying? This shit is hard. This shit's going hard, man. This is it. The brother GMS talks about month 3. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. So it ain't Zelensky gambling with that, but he's saying that because he knows that World War III can break out if this thing is not solved. Yep. Yeah, he almost wanted to pick this dude up by his collar and get him up out of there, which they eventually did get him up out of there. All right.
doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with all
back to
respect
you. Far more than a lot of people said
Very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
Yeah, he want him to kiss the ring, man. Have you said thank you once? A lot of just once.
In this
Even
entire meeting,
today,
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went
He
to
wanted to thank the king. He said he wanted a King Trump. You haven't thanked King Trump for what? He just got into office. He ain't do shit. What do you need to be thanking him for? He's sitting there to talk, And it's dope because Trump and Zelensky was going back and forth, and Zelensky said, "Hey, I'm the president of a country." So you got two presidents going at it, man. Two heads of state going at it verbally.
Pennsylvania and campaign for the opposition in October, offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly.
He was speaking loudly, man. This man pissed off, boy. He pissed off. This Edomite is pissed off, man. And get used to this Trump, man, because we're going to see a lot more of this kind of Edomite, you know.
If you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your president.
military equipment,
You
and your
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
in 3
okay?
days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course,
It's
yes.
going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
Except
times.
He wanted him to kiss that ring, man. He wanted him to kiss that ring, say thank you. What the fuck is a thank you going to do when your country's in fucking shambles right now? People are starving. People is dying. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker want to try to incorporate your country into his own. What the fuck is a thank you give? But this is the Edomite. That's the pride of these devils, man.
Except
To American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are
I
dying.
can tell you,
You're
Nick,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a
But I
ceasefire.
said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That
It
wasn't
doesn't
with
matter for
me.
you what.
That wasn't
this-
with me.
it
That was
wasn't
with
you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your-
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards.
And this is what I want to get into. So we already hit the first portion of the lesson. So let's go into the second portion of the lesson. When somebody is more powerful than you, man, you gotta humble down. Right? You just can't say what you want. Right? Somebody that's more powerful than you, somebody that's helping you out. You can't just open your mouth and think that you can say what you want, man. This is the book of Second Esdras. This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus. I'm gonna start at 1, right? 8 and 1. Sirach 8 and 1. Strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands. And right now, America, and Trump represents America as the head of the state, the president. He's the mighty man. You're not supposed to strive with a man that's more powerful than you, right? This dude is giving you weapons. They're giving you copious amounts of money to keep your war going, your war effort, to help you out. Because them other European nations, they not doing it. Germany not doing it. France not doing it. The UK is not doing it. Right? Nobody is giving this man weapons, javelins, money, billions of dollars, $300+ billion. No other nation is doing that. So, but this dude is striving with him. Strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands. Be not at variance with a rich man, lest he overweigh thee. For gold have destroyed many and perverted the hearts of kings. It says, strive not with a man that is full of tongue, and heat not wood upon his fire. And that's what Zelensky was doing, going with the back and forth, man. Right? That's why he was saying you need to be more thankful. Thank me. I'm the rich man. My country is the richest, wealthiest country on the planet Earth. We're the most powerful. We're the most crazy military on the earth. Nobody can touch us. That's what he feels. And this dude ain't used that wisdom. In the GNT, it says, do not challenge a person who has influence. You may fall into his power. Trump has influence. He has the influence of America in the super elite. He's the number one guy. This is Babylon the Great. This is the king of Babylon, right? Do not quarrel with someone rich. He may bribe people to turn against you. This dude can hire other countries to go against you, man. They got enough weight and pull to set up your country for ultimate failure. They might even let Putin take it and bribe him to take it. Hey, go ahead and take that fucking country, bro. As long as you split the resources with that country with me, because that's what they want, right? It ain't a thank you that he really wants. They want them resources, right? This says Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe. Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Europe because of its fertile land, climate, and agricultural production. Before the Russian invasion, Ukraine was one of the world's top agricultural exporters. However, the war has damaged the country's food supply chain. While Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Europe, fertile land, Ukraine has some of the most fertile land in the world, including rich black soil called Chernozem. Ukraine has long hot summers and plenty of rain. Access to the sea. Ukraine has access to the Black Sea and other ports. Farm labor. Ukraine has enough farm labor to support its agricultural production, right? No wonder that it earned the nickname of the breadbasket of Europe. Grain crops have always been the main export of Ukraine agriculture for as long as time. The USSR, like Russia Empire, was a net exporter of grain, mostly from the Ukraine. And that's why they want the Ukraine. This is why Putin wants the Ukraine. He wants to have power over the grain. He want to cripple Europe. That's what he really wants. They want them resources. They got wheat, sunflower, barley, corn, potatoes. They got all that shit. And America want a piece of that. And he ain't giving it up. Right? So again, back in Sirach 8:3, don't argue with someone. A matter of fact, don't argue with someone who talks too much. You will just be adding fuel to his fire. And that's exactly what this guy was doing in this meeting. It got him kicked out. And that's why Trump was like, I'm glad this is happening right now. I'm glad that something like this is happening. So the world could see it. Because normally we don't get to see these conversations. We don't get to hear the angst and the voice and the frustration. Right? We just see them shaking hands and walking off into the sunset like everything cool. But in reality, Trump is tired of the shit. And this was like I was talking to Elder Mwatazak from LA. What this is going to do is put America's back against the wall eventually, because it's going to isolate America. It's going to isolate America from its European allies and its other allies from around the world because of their stance that they're taking. He's talking about making America great again, and then Zelensky telling them, hey, in the future, you're going to have problems with man shortages. You're going to have problems with getting soldiers in your military to fight a war. Right? Job 15 and 6. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yeah, thine own lips testify against thee. Right, and that's what was happening. Edom's own lips was testifying against him. Right? It ain't us that's condemning you. It's your own mouth condemns you. Look at it. Hey, what's that scripture? And I think it's Psalm 68 where it says, "Their tongue shall fall upon themselves," man. And shit is getting real, and it is going to be a third world war. Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And that's what you're seeing right here. Satan cast out Satan, tossed his ass out of the White House like Jazz from off of Fresh Prince, man. Got him up out of there. Our brother posted the Shanghai Corporation Organization, SCO, Intergovernmental Security, Military, and Defense is ready and raring to go kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Yeah, absolutely. They ready to go, man. This is where we at. Hey, the water, brother. Psalms 64:8 from the salvation of the elect. Their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. Yep, that's what's going to happen to Edom. That's exactly what's going to happen to this man. That's exactly what's going to happen to this man. And we seeing it. We seeing it. We seeing it with our own eyes. Right? This is a part of prophecy. Okay? This bitter place is about to go. Beautiful, beautiful. Egyptians, the spirit of Egypt shall fail. Absolutely. I'm just looking at some other your Gamma World War III. Everybody jumped on it, man. It's beautiful, man, because it's like we're like all news. We're news reporters. We're spiritual news reporters, man. Right? And we reporting on the same news that's going out. And we're giving you a spiritual understanding of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna hold y'all brothers up any too more longer. I really appreciate all the brothers that jumped on, all you sisters that listen. You know what I mean? This has been Edom against Edom. And get ready because it's about to go up. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom on to the next.